Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So guys, if you're new here and you've not subscribed, kindly do so and turn your notification bell, like my video, share and comment. So this video I'm going to talk about calendar method and psycho beads. Psycho beads, it's something like this, and for you to use this psycho bead you have to monitor your cycle for a period of 6 months, so that you know that your cycle is regular, and within that period you are monitoring your cycle, you are not within that period you are monitoring your cycle, you are not supposed to use any hormonal contraceptives. You're not supposed to use any hormonal contraceptive, because these hormonal contraceptives sometimes they may interfere with your cycle. So those are some of the things you have to know when you're using psycho bead method. And the psycho bead method is sometimes, if you use it well, it is highly effective, and it doesn't have any side effects, and you will enjoy using this psycho bead method. So psycho bead, you can see when you go to the healthcare provider. You will be given something like this, exactly like this, something like this, something like a rosary, and it has beads. Now those beads, the brown ones, shows that you are infertile, and during this period you can have sex at any without any protection. You can have sex without any protection when your beads is within these brown beads. Now the red bead means that you have started your menses. Now I want to tell you the reason why sometimes if you're using this psycho bead, it will change, it will fail. It will fail. Now let's say for example you have started, because when the bead, when whatever you are using to control this bead, because if it is the real bead, it will have something that you will always control. You will always use it to control you move the beads each and every day. You move that single ring to the next bead each and every day. So for example, if you started menstruating today, your beads should be, that ring should be here at the red button. That bead should be at the red button. It means that you have started your menses. So if you have started your menses, remember, average time that a normal person should menstruate is days. How many days that a normal person should menstruate is 7 days. Per 7 days you are having a problem, and you should go and check. So let's say for example you have started your menses here, the beads will be here, and remember another thing, that the sperms always stay in a womb of a woman for a period of 3 to 5 days. So if you have sex, remember when you are menstruating, it is always not advisable that you should have sex. So maybe you have menstruated for 3 days and the bead is here, the ring, not the bead, the ring is here. Now you are remaining with only 4 days so that you finish your menses, right? You're remaining with your only 4 days to finish your menses. So at this time, if you have sex, you might get pregnant, because sperms will stay in your body for a period of 3 to 5 days, and this time we will get when you are almost starting your ovulation. So I only said that the brown beads means you are infertile, you can have sex without protection. The red beads means you have started your menses, and the white beads means you are ovulating and you're very fertile and you can get pregnant, and now you should abstain. So These beads, if you want it, go to the nearest hospital, you will be given and you will be taught how to use it. This one is an automatic. After inserting the day you have started your menses, it will always move. And when it reaches here, it stands there. It stands there until again you start your menstruation here, until you start your menstruation. And also another thing with these beads, you have to use it when you are your cycle is within 26 days to 32 days. So if you're using something like this, or you're using the real beads, this one is an automatic. It is an app. If you want to download it, you can download it and you use it. But if you're using the real beads, then you should ensure that your menses is within 26 days to 32 days. Now, I said when you're using cycle beads and calendar method, they always go hand in hand, because you have to know when you're starting your menses, and you have to know when you're finishing your menses, and you have to know when you're ovulating. You have to know signs of ovulation. So when you're using the calendar methods, you have to know all those things that I have said. So the calendar method, I will also teach you how to use the calendar method. So make sure you don't leave before I finish talking about all these family planning method. So when you're using a calendar method, you have to keep all the monthly record of the days of menstruations, and this one will happen with the help of healthcare provider. Will guide you how to know how to use it. Now, you have to know how to calculate, which means you have to trace your cycle, and you have to trace your cycle within 6 months, so that you know the longest cycle, because you will take the longest cycle and then you subtract from the shortest cycle. You will take the longest cycle and then you subtract it from the shortest cycle. So let me check for my pen so that I can show you how to use it. And then I can't get it. Let me check it first. When you are using calendar method, you take the longest cycle, because it will get when you have already knows the longest cycle and the shortest cycle. So you take the longest cycle. Let's say for example the longest cycle was 29 days, and the shortest cycle was 26 days. So the longest cycle you subtract 11, and the shortest cycle you subtract 18. Yeah. So what am I saying? Let me show you what I'm trying to say. So I'm saying that when you're using calendar method, you take the longest cycle, you subtract 11, and the shortest cycle you subtract 11, and the shortest cycle you subtract 18. So let's say for example the longest cycle was what? the longest cycle was 29. You subtract 11. Yeah, the longest cycle was 29 days. You subtract 11 in the longest. The shortest cycle, you subtract 18. Shortest cycle, let's say for example your shortest cycle was 26, the longest cycle was 29, the shortest cycle was 26, the longest cycle was 29. So you subtract 18. Let's subtract 29 minus 11. Don't tell me anything, because you will get 18. And then here is 26. 26 minus 18. What will you get? 8 days. So you will know that now. You will know that now from day 8 of your menses to day 18, you are fertile. That is how you use calendar method. I hope you have understood. You have understood whatever I am doing. So just to clarify, I said calendar method goes hand in hand with cycle beads. Cycle beads. Because you have these two natural family planning, you have to know, you have to trace your cycle. Your cycle must be within 26 to 32 days, and you have to know when you are starting ovulation, when you are ending your menstruation. You have to know that sperms usually take 3 to 5 days in a womb of a woman. So if maybe you have stopped menstruating 3 days before ovulation, you can easily get pregnant. So you have to be careful. Yeah, you have to be careful when you're using the cycle beads and the calendar method. So I think I will end these two types of natural family planning. From there, we have already talked about all the hormonal, contraceptive, or artificial natural family planning, plus the permanent family planning. If you have not subscribed, if you have not watched all those videos, kindly go and do so, because you are missing a lot. You can't start watching this family planning series at just what you want to know. So I will advise you that you go watch other videos so that you get all the information about family planning. About this family planning method. So the next video, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to talk about, but stay tuned so that we get to know all these types of natural family planning.